Okay, so the sofa beta is going well. It's getting towards the end, which is very exciting. And I thought this week it might be kind of fun to show you what goes into the prep before launching. So most of the bugs are fixed, people are still testing, but now I have to start prepping for launch. And there's actually a bunch of things that I need to do logistically to make that happen. So I thought it might be interesting or not to see what we're gonna do. So the first thing is the press kit. Basically what this is, so when Sofa launches, I want people to know about it. I would love publications to write about it, to share it, all that kind of stuff. A press kit is just a way to make that as easy as possible for those folks because they're very busy. They have a lot of things they need to do. I've had a press kit for a while, but I've had to now update this. So this has a few things in there. So I've updated the actual review guide itself. Added a lot more detail for all of the new things coming in Sofa 3.0. So this will kind of be the general purpose review guide for this stuff. And then I have more specific things for 3.0. So if a publication has written about Sofa before, they can kind of just go to 3.0 and read the things that are specific to this here. There's a couple things. What's actually nice about this is all of the videos that I've been doing during the development of Sofa 3.0, I can actually just kind of put them here. And hey, if you want to learn about a certain feature and how that works, you can watch the video where I showed exactly how that came together and how it works, all that kind of stuff. Making these videos has actually been pretty beneficial to make this part of the process a lot simpler. Then there's also the assets. So let's say a blog or a site wants to write about Sofa and they want to put an image in there. There's a lot of different ways that they may want to do that. They may not have the time to make an image themselves or take their own screenshots. I have just app screenshots for iPhone and iPad. You know, certain parts of the app I'll screenshot it. And these are just kind of like those flat images, and then there's options to have them in a device as well. So if someone wants to just grab one of these, a few of these, however they want to use them is completely fine. And I have those for the iPad as well. And then if people want some more interesting images, we do have some more. I put together some lifestyle images for this. So if they want to use something a little more interesting, they can do that here. But again, it's completely up to the publication and how they want to use stuff, because some kind of make their own screenshots, and that is completely fine. So next is the website. The website is, I think, kind of overlooked by a lot of app developers. They just kind of like put something up really fast that has very little information, but I think websites are a great place to learn more. Like you have the App Store page, which is one part. You know, websites are still useful, which is, you know, especially for selling this thing. And to me, if I'm going to be asking people to pay monthly or yearly for this, I want to put in that work to really show that it's worth it and that it's valuable. And the idea with the website, I'm not going to like talk about all of this stuff, but the idea here is that as you go deeper down the page, you get more and more information. You know, up here is kind of like the elevator pitch, right? And then we get into a little more detail around the various jobs that Sofa can help you do. It helps you capture stuff, keep things tidy. Hey, it's your own personal guide, that kind of thing. And then we get into like very specific features that it can give you. So you can see how this is kind of coming together. And we have a part on themes. And then we get into Super Sofa. This is important because I want to make it very clear what this is going to cost and what you get for this, right? So, you know, very clearly stating what's included for Super Sofa, and then also what's just included for everybody, right? So if you don't care about Super Sofa and you don't want to pay, you just want to keep using Sofa for free, that is completely fine, and you still get a ton of stuff. And then just beefing up the quotes from various publications when Sofa was App of the Day. Hey, yo, nice. And different publications and app reviews and just things people have sent me, which are really nice. But it, you know, this section is really about showing that, hey, people use this thing, they trust it, they love it. You'll do the same thing. So next we have the App Store page. There's a lot of crossover between the content that's on the website and the content that's here. That's intentional. But essentially you get, screenshots that you can add for iPhone and iPad, right? So you can see that stuff. You get the added description here, and then that's kind of it. You don't add too many things, but essentially I have a new App Store description because there's a lot more features here. There's the subscription itself, so adding a lot of that detail here. This is just in a Google Doc. Once it's ready, I'll kind of paste it in, and then that'll be good to go. Yeah, the other thing, those screenshots we just looked at, I have to update those and add new images of the actual app, maybe update some of the copy, that kind of thing. So this is the design file for all of that stuff. You'll see there are a lot of different artboards here. Most of this is what it's been before. There's a couple tweaks here, adding the shelf screenshots, sticky notes, want to make that very visible, the shelf here, updating the activity, that kind of thing. So most of this is still the same as it was before, but showing how all this stuff comes together. Now the last thing to add is to update the support documentation. This is, being honest, this is the stuff that always gets pushed to the last minute. I've built up this documentation over time. There's not a ton here, but basically as people ask questions through email or Twitter or something like that, I will then say, okay, now I'm going to take the time to write a little help guide on that thing, so then I can just send them a link, and then if someone asks a question in the future, I can just send them a link, right? I don't have to answer the same question over and over. The one thing I definitely need to add for this release is how to manage your new subscription. So if you have a Super Sofa subscription, there's a couple of things that you may need to know at different points, right? So, the difference between personal and family, monthly versus yearly, those are pretty straightforward. But what if you want to change your plan from say you have a personal and you want to move to a family, or a yearly to monthly, or monthly to yearly, whatever that may be. Say you don't like it and you want a refund or something, how do you handle that? If you want to cancel, how do you do all that stuff, and what happens? Especially like what happens to your data if you cancel, and just answering all that stuff so that people aren't nervous or confused, that kind of thing. So that's it. I don't know if this is interesting or not, but this is what I'm working on, prepping for launch. It's getting very close. I don't have a date yet, but I'm hoping soon that I will have a date. Maybe this is not the interesting stuff as part of like software development and what people think about, but these are the little details that hopefully make the entire experience better for people who use the product. So anyway, thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.